Gielinor, the magical world of RuneScape. It's divided into chunks for easy use. Welcome to Chunkman Dead Die Kill, the series where I conquer the landmass of Gielinor by doing tasks and unlocking chunks. Last episode we completed 2 tasks to unlock 2 chunks. Those tasks were completing the Animal Magnetism quest and opening another 25 easy caskets for a total of 100 easy treasure trails completed. Our map expanded with the Port Phasmatis chunk and Castle Drakan. Today we will continue after just completing the Animal Magnetism quest. Because of all the chunks we've gotten unlocked on the Mauritania continent, we now have enough to do the achievement diary, or the easy at least. So we needed the Port Phasmatis chunk to cook a tin snail, and then we only have a few things left, so this shouldn't take long. First up, we need to kill one of these guys. Let's put our attack options back on. These normally are werewolves, but if we attack them with the Wolfbane dagger, we can just kill them in human form, where they are much less strong. There we go. That's one task. The message here says 2 tasks because one of the tasks was also offering some bones here in the Ectophantus, which we did for the quest. And then a bit further on we have Spot, and we can make some leather for us, which is also an easy task. While we were in the swamp going to the Nature Spirit Grotto, we got ourselves a tin snail. If we pray to this altar for some prayer points, we also get an easy task. Here in Port Phasmatis we can cook the tin snail for another task. And then our last task is to plant a scarecrow here in the flower patch, which makes sure that we have all the easy tasks done in the Mauritania area. So we can go to Canefis and talk to Le Sabre for the reward. Just outside of Canefis, let's talk to Le Sabre. We got the Mauritania Legs 1, which give us a 2.5% increase in Slayer experience if we kill things in the Slayer Tower, which is pretty nice. We also get 2 teleports to the Ectophantus, but to the lower regions where the slime pit is. And we also get a reduced amount of ghasts attacking us. So all in all, these are all pretty good. These teleports are really going to be useful, even if it's only 2 times a day, as the Ectophile is still not one of our teleporting options. Let's rub the antique lamp and put it on Herblower. 2500 experience, still quite a while away from the next level. Let's maybe have a look at the medium diary for the Mauritania region. So we would have to travel to Dragontooth Isle, which is not possible. We have not done Cabin Fever. We cannot use the Swampy Boat. We cannot make cannonballs. We don't have Braided Island. We don't have Ghosts Ahoy, and we don't have In Aid of the Murique. So the medium diary still needs a lot more things for us to do. But either way, we finished our easy diary for Mauritania, which is a task completed and another chunk to pick. Back to our spreadsheet. We completed our 5th easy diary, the Mauritania easy diary, which unlocks 170 landmass chunks in total now. And then back to our map. Last chunk we unlocked was the Castle Drakan chunk. which gives us just a part of Mauritania we cannot access. So actually anything on the Meerditch side would be pretty bad luck right about now. For the nice Mauritania unlocks, we would really like to get the Hollows and Morton, and eventually Barrows. But either way, let's see what we are going to get from the chunk picker. Pick a chunk. Okay. Something not that useful. The upper part of Moslo Harmless. Only a few more chunks left to go until we have the full island, but for now we have the quest start here in Port Phasmatis, but we do not have the prerequisites for it. With the completion of the animal magnetism quest, we can now actually do a diary which needed the quest. We had all the other requirements except for the purchase an upgraded device from Ava. The only thing we are missing to be able to do everything over here is a grapple, because we need to do the grapple across the river Lum. The grapple would mean we need to go to Mithril and level 59 to make the tip of the Mithril crossbow grapple. So that would mean we need 5 smithing levels. We're probably just going to do some mining at the Motherlode mine. And with these last few bars going into bolts, we are going to get 58 smithing, so 1 level off. But that's why we brought the Dwarven Stout. So let's drink it and make some grapple tips. Let's maybe make 2 or 3 because they can break. Next up, we would need to use a mithril bolt together with the tip, but for that we actually need 59 fletching and we only have 58. We've gotten a lot of mithril bolts unfinished, so this shouldn't take that long to get the 1 level. We also got up to 68 mining, so I think we were 65. So all of the levels are adding up pretty nicely. And there we go. That's going to be 59 fletching. So we can now make the mithril grapples. So we didn't have enough unfinished bolts to get to the full level, but just 2 or 3 inventories of willow logs into bows were enough to get us the level. For now, let's use the mithril bolts on the tips and then add rope, and there we go, we have some mithril grapples. So now the only thing we need to do is to complete the medium tasks we still need to do for the lumberage and drainer area. That should be everything in our inventory that we need. So first of all, let's pickpocket the master gardener here for a medium task. Then let's trade Ava for an Ava's accumulator for another task. Then a bit cruel, but we need to make a coif in the cow pen here. That's another task. While we're here in Alcaret, let's make a emerald necklace and then enchant it to get a binding necklace, which we will need to make some lava runes. Just next to Alcaret, on the way to the Lumbridge swamp, we can grapple to this broken raft. Okay, that was really strange. But either way, that was grappling between Lumbridge Swamp and the Alcarid place for another task. Then we also need to get a Slayer assignment from Chaldar here. The thing is, we already do have a Slayer task, which is for Basilisks, which has been 2 squares away for a really long time now. So might as well use our 30 points we got from doing the Boar Sign of Interest quest to skip the Basilisk task. So we're at 42 points. Cancel Basilisks. And then get an assignment from Chaldar. 120 Calphites. Something we can do. So Slayer is back. So that's one more task. And then here at the Earth Altar, if we use a Fire Talisman, then we get 24 Lava Runes. And that did not... Oh, we need to do this at the Fire Altar. So first of all, we will need to get an Earth Talisman. Some Earth Implings later for both talismans, as we didn't have any left. Now at the correct altar, let's use the Earth Talisman on the altar. And that means we have finished all the medium tasks in the Lumbridge and Drainer area. So now the only thing we need to do is to collect our reward. Hacius here and Lumbridge is the one we need to talk to. So we have completed all our medium tasks and we get an upgraded Explorer's Ring and an antique lamp. So we get an extra charge to restore our run energy, so from 2 to 3. And now we also can teleport to the Drainer Cabbage Patch 3 times a day. So that's going to be very useful to get to the farming patch here, and it will be our closest teleport to Drainer Village as well. We also get the shortcut next to Drainer Village. So this shortcut here, this just saves a bit of time when going to Port Sarim, so that's not all that bad. So all in all, pretty good reward, pretty good ring. Let's put the antique lamp into Herblore, and that gives us level 57 Herblore. Let's just have a look at the hard diary while we're at it. Bones to Peaches. That's possible to do, although that's going to take a while. 59 rune crafting. That's not that hard. We are already 40 only. Okay, it's 19 levels, so that's still quite a lot. 100 Tears of Gutex. Well, we do have the quest done. With the amount of quest points we have, that's very, very difficult. We also don't have 1, 2 quests. Some more skills we are missing. So definitely still some more things we need to get before we can do the hard diary. But either way, that was the medium Lumbridge and Drainer diary completed. So that is another task completed and another chunk to pick. We completed our first medium diary, the Lumbridge and Drainer medium. Our 6th in total now, for 171 landmass chunks unlocked. And then back to our map. The last chunk we unlocked was the top left part of Mosla Harmless. So another chunk we cannot get to. So let's see what we are going to get now. Pick a chunk. Okay, some water. Going a bit more to the corner of the map. Let's try that again. Pick a chunk. Ooh. More deep wilderness. The top part, the top left part of the Lava Dragon Isle. That's actually really bad. Unlocks more of the other wilderness chunks to be unlocked. Although, unlocking this one wouldn't be that bad, as we can get here easily from Edgeville or Ardoin. While we are waiting for our Green Man's Ale to ferment in the Port Phasmatis brewery, before we can do the first recipe for the disaster quest, we might as well do something else. So we are 9 levels off the next total level chunk. We just unlocked Slayer again, as we could not do it for a while with the Basilisk task, but now we do have a Calphite task, so might as well see how far we can get with doing some Slayer, as Slayer is also going to be really important as soon as we, for example, get to 75. This will mean we can do the Grotesque Guardians, so that would be a boss unlock. Same thing for the Abyssal Demons, of course. It would unlock Abyssal Sire, and 91 would unlock Cerberus. So these are 3 bosses which we have access to, but we don't have the Slayer level for. So might as well train some Slayer, get some levels, and we'll see how far we get. Hopefully we won't get locked out of Slayer again. And that concludes our 70th task. We got a nice 50 points and we can now skip twice. I was checking the Slayer Masters we have, and for Moshna, which we were doing, we have 2 tasks we cannot do. All the rest we can, but he also only gives 2 points every task. Then we have Vanica, where we have like 40 possibilities, where we can only do like 36 or 34 of them. And he also gives a lot of annoying tasks. And otherwise you have Cheldar, so the Slayer Master we got the 50 points from, which is actually the most we can get at the moment. There we can do, from the 25 tasks, we can do about 21. So I think that's going to be where we are going to go for our 10th task each time, because each time we get 50 points, that's pretty much almost 2 skips. So we're going to go to Burtorp, get 9 tasks from Turiel, where we know for sure we can do all the tasks, instead of going for 9 tasks at Moshna, and then going for our 10th task to Cheldar. Our 80th task, let's see what we get. Oof, Bronze Dragons. We can actually kill them, so we might as well. So that would be the Brimhaven dungeon here. After the not so fun Bronze Dragon task, we are now at our 90th task. Let's see what it's going to be. Hellhounds. Actually a good task. Just finished the 99th task. If we now look at the points we have from our 90th task, we are up to 162. So whichever task we get for our 100, we should be able to skip until we get something we can do. Let's see what we get. Blue dragons. Ooh, that's actually a good one for the bones and the hides. With this blue dragon kill, that's 55 Slayer now. We can now equip the leaf bladed weapons, which is actually pretty good. The broad ammunition, if we buy the option to make broad ammunition, so that would also be really good for fletching. The Slayer staff is what we're probably going to use if we are going to do barrows in the future. And we can now kill Turat, which means we have an extra monster we cannot do. If we look at what total level we are at the moment, we are at 1474. so one away from the next chunk. We've gotten about 5 farming levels in the last few days because of all the fruit tree seeds I was planting and a lot of herbs. And as you see, we are 400 experience away from a prayer level. So might as well, after we finish here, use the bones on the Ectophontus and get that level. There we go, all the dragon bone meal made, the buckets of slime bought. If we worship, we get 288 per bone, so 2 bones later, and we are 60 prayer. This also means we can now use chivalry if we do the King's Ransom quest and the Knight's Training Ground after that. And more importantly, that got us the task of 1475 total. So let's go to the spreadsheet and finish that task. Before we complete the total level task, the combat achievements for next have now been released. They added 11 tasks, so that means we are up to a total of 421 possible tasks to complete. So this means we have another 2 tasks added for 415 and 420 tasks. So this will go up from 82 to 84. So our 59th total level task, getting a total of 1475, has now been completed for 172 chunks unlocked now. And back to the map we go. We unlocked the top left part of the Lava Dragon Isle, which didn't actually give us anything useful except for more wilderness chunks. Maybe the deserted keep here would be nice to get a fast teleport between Edgeville, Ardoin and the wilderness here, but either way, not all that useful. So let's see what we are going to get as a next chunk. Pick a chunk. Okay, starting with some water, getting closer to pest control. Let's try again. Pick a chunk. Okay. The ruins here above the Graveyard of Shadows. Here we have the Black Chinchompas, which we don't have the level for, I think. But either way, it's also a Peking hotspot, so not going there anytime soon. So, not all that useful. That's going to be all for this episode. We finally unlocked Slayer again, and we should now be good on that front with all the Slayer points we have to skip the monsters we don't have access to. Next episode we will go and check the brewery in Port Phasmatis to see how the fermentation process is going. For now, have a good day, and I hope to see you in the next episode.